Well, hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones, and it says over here that Jehovah sent Jehovah here and here. In verse 8, we see that the prophet says that the Lord was speaking. For thus says the Lord. And we saw the full Hebrew construction of this. Okay, we saw the conjunction, ki, for, and then we saw the adverb thus, cho. We saw the verb, says, amar, we saw that. And then we saw, the noun, the tetragrammaton, Yahweh, Yahweh. We saw the noun, Sabaoth, we saw the construction of that. And then we saw the adverb, achar, after, And then we saw, the noun, the glory, kabod, the glory. You understand what I'm saying? And then it goes on to say, it has this verb, has he sent me? Has he sent me? I want to see if that's in the perfect tense in the Greek Septuagint, but we'll check that out soon, And we saw that this word in the Hebrew is shalachani. We saw that. This is a verb. And then we saw the preposition, el, not to be confused with el. That's another E class there. That's the sere. You understand what I'm saying? Aleph plus the sere and then lamed after that. That's el. That means God. That's in the singular form. Elohim is in the plural form, by the way, in Genesis 1:1, where it says, Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created, Hash Shamayim and then Baha'aretz, and the earth. You understand what I'm saying? In the Greek Septuagint, it actually says, enarche epoesen hape as tan uranan kaitain gain. That's it. By the way, according to John 1:1, it says this, enarche. And it says NRK en halagas, kai halagas en prostantean, kai theas en halagas. In the Hebrew, it actually says something like this: Bereshit haya hadavar, vahadavar hayaim haElohim, vaElohim haya hadavar. Dabar means word. It doesn't say in Greek, NRK epoesen hatheas tan lagan. And I switched the construction for ha lagas from the subject of the sentence because he'll be the object of creation there. It's not found anywhere in the Bible that he was created. And as a matter of fact, Acts chapter 2, verse 36, says that he has made him both Lord and Christ. Well, it doesn't mean created. Even the Jehovah's Witnesses don't have that in their translation. It doesn't mean created, him both Lord and Christ. You understand what I'm saying? I can make you who you are. I can make you a famous singer. It doesn't mean I put you in a test tube and created you from scratch. You understand what I'm saying? And we see that many people made other people kings in the Old Testament. Let's get back to this. So this is a preposition el. Now check this out. We're gonna see an E class here. We saw the I class hedek, a dot underneath a consonant. We saw a dot underneath a consonant, which is the Holem O class. And so that's just it. We saw a T-looking symbol. It's not a T. That's an A, like in father. And we saw a dash, which is another A class, like in the word hat. So we've seen a whole bunch of stuff here. We're killing two birds with one stone. We're proving that Jehovah sent Jehovah because this text says so. And then we're studying Hebrew, how to read and write and Hebrew at the same time. We're doing this. Praise the Lord. So this is El. I'm underneath the second word to the bottom right. The second word. Now remember, you read Hebrew from right to left, never from left to right, unless a Bible has it like that, purposely wrote it like that, copied it the other way. And then you only read Hebrew from left to right when you are checking out the syllables in a word. Then you can do that, but you're not really reading. You're just checking out the syllables. According to syllabification. But you never read Hebrew from right to left if the structure is that they're copying the way the ancients had it, that they wrote it, that they had it from that they wrote it from right to left, and then that's the way they did it in this app and other Bibles. Okay, you always read from right to left, and that's just really the golden rule. Now the golden rule is over here that Aleph is here underneath the 13. Okay, I'm at 413. Aleph is a silent letter again. Now, in modern Hebrew, you don't really need, diacritics. You don't need the E and the other E and this E and the other E and the A classes and the O classes and I classes and the U classes and stuff. You don't need that stuff. You don't need that stuff. You just remember you don't even need it here. If you didn't have, let's say the word Elohim, you still know how to pronounce it because you just remember the diacritics when you were learning this stuff. Okay, so you don't really need it. You don't need it here either. It happens to be here, and if you're that good, well, you don't even need to pronounce it. But this you have to be careful with because this looks like the word for God, but it's not the word for God. It is a preposition. El, not el, but el. All right, so this is an Aleph plus a segol E class. Okay. Say segol. So that means that this is an E class like in the word ector or exit. C-E-E-E. You understand? Or met or pet or set or send. You understand? And so the thing is that it looks like an upside down triangle, but it's a set of dots, and it really means like a cluster of grapes. It means that. Segol. Okay, so and so after that, when you read to the left of the letter, you have a lamed, which is an L in Hebrew. So you have El, okay, which means do, which means unto. You understand what I'm saying? Tagged by 413. Okay, fine, El. And so then you have the words here, the nations. Okay, ha goyim or ha goyim. Goyim. I'm sorry about that. Ha goyim. Goyim. Okay? Now let's check this out. Now, according to sound, there is a ha that means the in Hebrew, and there is a ha that means the in Greek. But not modern Greek because it'll be all. But I'm not talking about that. But in biblical Greek, you have a ha, which means the. It can mean other things. It's a weak demonstrative, and it can be pronounced as it can be translated as a pronoun. It can be used for special definiteness, like "Oh God" in Hebrews 1:8, by the way, where God says to the Son, "Oh God" to him, showing special definiteness. The omega, which is an inflectional particle found in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20, and Matthew chapter 15, verse 28. That's all, but that's pointing out special force. That's another symbol. There's no special symbols pointing out special definiteness. So the article, the masculine article, the nominative article has to be, not the masculine necessarily, but the nominative article has to be used, either ha or he, depending on who you're speaking to. All right, so this is ha also. It also can mean the. Okay, so it's actually ha here, to be picky about it, pronunciation. The nations. Not a nation, but the nations. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So ha for the. So that's a hey. Underneath the 71 is a hey, and that's an H. Okay, and underneath it you have the hyphen sort of symbol again, the dash or the minus sign. It's a thing that looks like a minus sign. And that's a diacritic. That's an A class, like in the word hat. So if you see a dash underneath a consonant, just pronounce it ah. Or you pronounce the consonant first, and then you pronounce the diacritic after. So ha, the. And then goyim is actually the word for nations here. It's in the plural. Okay? Goyim. Okay? The mem is making it plural. The mem is making this word plural. Like susim, cherubim, Elohim. More than one person to the deity, if you will. Cherubim, panim. You see all those words, and in final mem or mem sophie. But we didn't get to that yet. Now, the letter underneath the 4 in 1471 is a G, okay, in Hebrew. It can be a G in Hebrew. It has the hardening dogish, okay, in it. So it is a G, is a G, like in, is a G sounding letter, like in G sounding letter, G, like in girl. Okay? So ha and then G, G. But then after the G, okay, after the G, there's a vowel, which is there's a letter, there's a consonant that's acting like a vowel. So we saw that already, okay, in the word kabod, that the vowel or the vowel is acting like a vowel. In this situation, where's the word? In this situation, and so you pronounce the diacritic above it only. That's a holem O class. One dot above a Hebrew word is called holem. It is a holem is a holem O class. Okay, so it's an O class called holem. Okay, ha go. Okay, go, ha go. You see, you pronounce those two letters together. Ha go or ha go, and then the yo, there's a letter after it, a consonant that's does not pronounce. Okay, the yo does not pronounce. Oh yes, it is pronounced. I'm sorry, it is pronounced. It's pronounced. Yes, it is acting like a vowel. Now, what's pronounced? Okay, also after that, after the Y sounding symbol, is the hirek I class. So is ha go yim. Okay, ha or ha go yim. Okay, ha go yim. Ha go says over here, and it says transliterated to I am. Ha go yim. Okay, ha go yim or ha go yim. And that's an I class. So the dot underneath a Hebrew consonant is an I class. Okay, like is equal to the sound of iota. Sometimes the iota can be okay an I, like in Jesus, but then sometimes it could be an E, like in Hamin or Humin. Okay, Hamin means to us, right? Okay, and Humin means okay to you or to you all. You understand what I'm saying? It's a second person personal pronoun from the plural part of the paradigm, from the Su paradigm, as a matter of fact. Okay, Hamin is from the ego paradigm. So ha go yim. Okay, you have the Y and then the I class, a little dot underneath a consonant is an I class. It's just an I. Okay, just remember like an I, the dot of an I, but it doesn't have the other form underneath the I. That could help you. Now, final mem is here in this word. This is an M found in Elohim, Susim, Cherubim, Panim. Okay, and all that stuff. And this M can only be the last letter of a Hebrew word. This M cannot be in Moses' name. Okay, it cannot be anywhere except for the last. It cannot be anything but the last letter of a Hebrew word. Okay, that's why it's called Mem Sophit, or final M, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? The nations. Now it goes on to say, okay, after the nations has the word that spoiled. Okay, that spoiled. And you see a doubling dagesh right here in this letter. I have to hurry up. Okay, in the S. There are two S's here. Okay, you see the doubling dagesh in the scene. When that happens in a consonant that can be reduplicated, you are to pronounce this letter twice, and it's to be transliterated twice, and it is. Okay. Now, I don't really have a lot of time, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at the next verse, because it's just really going to another idea. It's not pointing out the fact that somebody sent him and that Jehovah sent Jehovah. So we will look at the next verse. Okay, we will. I'm seeing over here. He who, and who means he who touches. So I'm gonna go to the next study, And then we're going to see the next verse, because the next verse is the coup de grace. It's the key to understand that Jehovah sent Jehovah, because he's going to say so in verse 9. This is Angelo Quinones giving the glory to the God of Israel. Okay, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And by the way, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did not return. Okay, you understand? That was a lie of the Watchtower in a booklet entitled Millions Now Living Will Never Die. But they did. Thank you.